All right, guys, here are my results from my 10-day challenge. I lost 11 pounds, and stay tuned to the end of the video. I do have a really cool way. I showed all my calories in, calories out, and kind of the entire breakdown. So stay tuned to the end, or if you're one of those people, just skip to the end. But other than that, let's get into the video. This is me on day one in neutral lighting. I'm 203 pounds. You know, I went into maintenance calories after doing my big cut. So this is kind of what I look like now. And let's get into the rest of the video. So see, I'm weighing my food here. I do that very often when I go into a cut. When I come out of the cut, I get lazy and I don't use my tracking app and I don't track anything on my watch really, because that's just kind of what happens. But I get back to tracking. I use Macro Factor to track all my food, but MyFitnessPal works just fine for any of you guys out there. And just a cool reminder, I ran a lot during this cut, a lot. So my average mileage is around 60 kilometers, and I think I didn't do the math, but it's like 80 or something, or 85. I don't know. But look at this. I ran every day, sometimes twice a day, and you just start to like it. And I just started to fall in love with it. So I'm consider myself now an endurance athlete. I do a lot of weight training as well and rock climbing, but I would say that I'm primarily an endurance athlete at this point. So start running. You'll fall in love with it. Trust me.
Kilometers. Pretty cool. A lot of up and downhill, which kind of sucks.
I incorporated black coffee to try to suppress my appetite a bit, and I changed up my foods, as you can see. That concludes day one. Oh, it's looking like, I don't know if you guys can see that. Obviously, there's a lot of water weight that happens in your first couple days of weight loss. All right, so got sugar-free Monster for the caffeine this morning, and the same oats I had yesterday.
All right, finished my tennis match. A couple hours. Okay, that's 7 kilometers done. I wanted to go longer, but my legs are starting to get really sore. So
I spent a lot of time in the kitchen as well, but I try to cut down the time. But just buy the cheapest meat you can. This is the cheapest stuff I could find. I just grind it up myself. There's not much fat in it. It doesn't take a lot of time. And then you just enjoy the process. So stuff like this, I would weigh it all out first. I would basically get my macros and my calories before I cook it. And then I would, say for example, it's 1,000 calories for the entire meal. I would split it up between 3 containers, and it would be like, 330 calories per meal and broken up. I enjoy cooking a lot too, so it made it quite easy for me to kind of cook these meals.
All right, closed out the day.
I guess beginning of day 3. That's like 6:35 in the morning. I do work night shift tonight, so to do healthy things and preventative maintenance, I always stretch my feet as well, just on the daily basis, just to make sure I have good foot health and I'm good to maintain my running schedule and always be on my feet. Now, another thing is supplements. I know we don't talk about it at all, but I buy the cheapest supplements you can find. If it's not on sale, I don't buy it. This is just an idea of what I take. A little bit of BCAAs and a little bit of hydration for all the running. Nothing crazy. Because I do have good genetics. Like I have a pretty large built chest. Like I'm 5'7". I'd say I'm around 15% body fat, and I'm in and around 200 pounds. Like that's a pretty stocky, pretty built human being. And I'm 100% steroid free. I think it was since I was poor back in the day, maybe all the GMO, Chef Boyardee stuff that my mom fed me, which is all we could eat. That's all we had. But maybe it's all that stuff, all the pasta that my grandma, my nana, pumped into my veins. Okay, here we go. Another triple, let's go. No messing around. 1, 2. Oh, I got 4 here. 3. 3. Come on. Woo. Also got a new treadmill. Been using that a lot to take the pressure off my knees and be able to do runs with little bits of time that I have without having to drive to the gym.
Okay. I don't know if you can tell how glistening I am. I'm literally dripping in sweat, but right now I'm on to the climbing gym, so that would be kind of my third workout of the day.
I've also been
currently completed chest workout, just under 10-kilometer run, so just over an hour of effort on the treadmill. I've had my 2 meals, one of which was my peanut butter and jam granola, or sorry, peanut butter and jam oatmeal, my favorite, and second portion of that ground beef with green beans. And I've made myself a salad.
I've also been rock climbing a lot. It's just a sport that I've been doing for a long time. I guess if you subscribe to my channel before, you know that I have a bunch of shorts, clips of me climbing just as a heavier person. I just love the sport. It's so much fun, and it keeps you in great shape.
Okay, finished our climbing session. It was fun. Just under 2 hours. Got a good back workout. All right, it's 5:45. Just finished my 12-hour shift. I'm on my way home. I'm absolutely exhausted. Now, I ended up eating a steak and prawns last night. It's kind of nice, obviously. Okay, good morning, folks. I slept from like 6 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. to before noon, and now it's just afternoon. All right, just finished kind of a hill run, but like 5 kilometers. Pretty hard effort, 25 minutes, and 2-kilometer cool down, so total 7K.
Once again here, just showing, making some eggs, couple eggs here, egg whites. I'm making healthy choices using more egg whites than raw eggs. I'm getting the protein in. I'm adding a bit of flavor by putting some onion. I'm using the spray oil to keep the calories down. Just all a bunch of simple things that I'm doing to make sure that, you know, the food tastes good and the protein's high and the calories are low. Just little things that I do here and there just to show you what it kind of takes to get to that point.
Pineapple, kale, ginger, and 800 grams of ground beef.
Showing my lunch, going to work. You got to package things up. You got to make sure you're ready to take on the day and you're prepared. Okay, so 4 days completed. This is day 5. I didn't do a recap after my night shift. I was too tired, went to bed. Oh, well, look at that. Okay, so 193.2. So that's basically 10 pounds in 4 days, which is wild, even for me, actually. If you guys have never had peanut butter and jam oatmeal, you need to try. It is the absolute bomb. It's like a peanut butter and jam sandwich, but better, I think, because it's hot.
All right, just finished our workout. 8 kilometers on the treadmill.
So I'm very fortunate I can bring raw food to work and cook it in an air fryer. Here's just a little meal, just a bunless burger. Everyone else was having burgers, so I said I'd bring my own just to be part of the group while we're having a burger and not going over the calories.
And end of my 3rd night shift.
I think I'm starting to look a little bit leaner already. Oh, there it is. There we go. 194.8. So the weight caught up to me. It's a normal thing that happens. So 203 all the way to 193, and now I'm finally starting to kind of go back up. But you don't be afraid when this stuff happens. All you gotta do is just stay consistent, and eventually you're gonna get to where the goal is. All right, it's 203, just finished my workout. 5K, I would say like 80-85%, and then a 2-kilometer cool down. I guess meal 2 after breakfast. Leftover rice because my kids didn't finish it. Leftover quesadilla because my kids didn't finish it, and a steak. So sometimes you just have to eat extra stuff because you don't want to waste food. Life's way too expensive. Okay, so we're on the way to work, and I realized that since I went from day to night shift, I actually kind of lost a day or gained a day. I don't know how you want to look at it, but I think I'm technically in day 6 now because of that. So I got 4 days to go, and we're at the point where things are gonna start getting tough, I think. Okay, night shifts are over. It's 2 p.m. just heading to the track for the track session. I didn't get a weigh-in this morning because I'm running out the door. But yeah.
The cool down portion of the workout, it's like total 10 kilometers. 2 kilometers was warm up, and then it was 12 by 200 repeats at, my goal was between a 3:30 pace and a 3:55. But I think I ended up getting a few of them in like the low 3s and actually high 2s.
We got basically meal 2. What we got is some chicken breast. Dinner was a rice with egg thing. I don't know what it was, but anyway, mostly eggs, egg whites, rice. Last meal of the day is just a bit of yogurt, frozen berries. We're back at the rock climbing gym, trying to find some cool angles to show you. So it may look like I'm in slow motion here, but I'm actually climbing that slow. And I like to do that to keep the body tension, make sure there's tension in every single part of the movement. And I think that it just makes my supporting muscles so much stronger by doing that. All right, we're day 9. I missed 2 weigh-ins. I apologize for that. Day 7 and day 8.
Day 10.
I have a morning breakfast that I had to run to. I was late, so.
Okay, 7 kilometer run done. Nice and easy. Practicing a little bit of a faster cadence. Got some sirloin roast. I haven't figured out how I'm gonna cook it yet, but I'm probably gonna eat half of this and save half for later. So show you a couple pictures of what it looks like. All right, second run of the day complete. That's 14 kilometers total, 7 in the morning, 7 in the afternoon. I'm cooked. I'm gonna go take a shower and eat the rest of that meat and whatever it is. But anyway, exhausted. See you tomorrow. It's day 10 and just finished a 5K run. We're 6:37 in the morning. As you can see, sometimes I'm nocturnal and sometimes I have to be normal. But yeah, I'm really liking these SC Elites. I am heavy, okay? Let's take a look at this. Oh, hold on. Let's let the scale calibrate first. All right. We're 196. Okay? So remember after like 4 days or 5 days, I was 193. I want to tell you straight up that weight is weight and fat is fat and muscle is muscle. They're all different things. So when you diet, if you go just for weight, you are likely going to plateau, or you might have these psychological hurdles where you realize like, oh, I was doing so well, and then you gain 3 pounds just like I did, and it's like, oh my God, what did I just do? But nothing happened really. As long as you were correct and you were honest and consistent with your calorie intake, and you actually are working within a legitimate caloric deficit, you're going to lose fat. Now, I can tell you, yesterday, I didn't explain what I had in my meal, but I had like 200 grams of rice with the roast sirloin tip that I had, and you know, I added some seasonings, just a little bit of honey, a little bit of fish sauce, and basically, like if you go look at fish sauce or you know, some Asian sauces that like soy sauce or even adding salt, there's just so much sodium, and so if you have sodium plus carbohydrates, that gives you and fills your muscles up with glycogen, and glycogen is exactly kind of like false weight. I think creatine does something similar to that effect to help you stay kind of like fuller and have a better pump, right?
But the point that I'm getting at is that today is the 10th day, and the goal that I set for myself was that by tomorrow morning, I will weigh 193 or below 193 because I started at 203. So I'm going to show you by the end of the day, by reducing my sodium intake and increasing my water, I'm still going to eat 2,000 calories today. I'm going to show you that it's so easy to lose weight, but like at the end of the day, you have to remember that yes, I will probably succeed at losing 10 pounds in 10 days, but I'll show you the math in a summary tomorrow at the end of the video that shows you exactly how much fat I think I actually lost versus weight. All right, another 8 kilometers done on the treadmill, 50 minutes of effort, 5-0. Yeah, I think I might have done it. Drank a lot of water today. I still only consumed about 1,700 calories so far. I think I'm gonna get to 2,000 by the end of the night with maybe some Vector cereal and some plain yogurt, some fruit, just to make sure I'm still getting some calories in. I'm not trying to starve myself while I'm trying to prove a point, but let's see how I do. I'm excited for tomorrow to see 193 on the scale or hopefully lighter, and catch you tomorrow morning at the weigh-in. All right, so we made it to the 11th morning, and we're gonna find out exactly how much I weigh. And so this is what I look like in the same lighting as before. I think I look a bit leaner, quite a bit actually. All right, let's see how much I weigh. You bumped me. You bumped me, change the weight. That's okay. 192. So I started at 203 10 days ago, and now I'm 192. So I'm gonna stand in some better lighting here so you guys can actually see my abs a bit. Fitness check, I'm looking pretty good. Looking all right. Okay, jokes aside, that's just how easy it is to lose 10 pounds of weight. Now, I'm gonna summarize everything just at the end of this video. So we're gonna look on one side, I'm gonna show you all the days with my calorie intake, and then my calorie output, and then my total calories burned with the averages on each day. And you guys will be able to see that over this course of 10 days, I actually only lost 1.77 pounds of fat, and the rest of it was really water at the end of the day, mathematically. So now, even though it was only 1.77 pounds of fat, like that 10 pounds of just kind of like water in my skin and maybe just kind of reducing the volume in my body has made me look significantly leaner than before. So there you have it. That's just how easy it is to lose 10 pounds in 10 days. And if you want some help losing 10 pounds or your first 10 pounds, I always leave my email in the description. You can email me at any point and I'm happy to help. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you at the next one.